Welcome to the Java Cafe, Java fam.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Today is Tuesday, January 20th, 2026, and you are in the Java Cafe. Our topic for today is in a tone of Testimony Tuesday, but I find myself in a situation where I need to testify about some things. In full transparency, in real time, one of the words that has come to mind about what I'm about to talk about is resilience. And if you followed me for the past few years, you know that I have an issue with that term. Black people are resilient, gay people are resilient, all marginalized people are resilient. And my struggle with it is that the way you stay and become resilient is to be in situations where your resiliency must keep growing and be demonstrated based on what's happening to you. And so while our resilience is a testimony, it is also in some ways it can be avoided, and you had the opportunity, rather than exude resilience, exude rest, recovery, and reparations in some form. Jimmy, what are you talking about? Okay, so there are a few things that I feel compelled to speak on. One of which is, and some of you you may be seeing it on social media, you may have saw it on my page or in the news now, and I was aware of it, but I would not prioritize breaking news of a friend over friendship. And so for those of you that don't know, Brother Shagun, our Black economic guru, submitted his resignation for the purpose of, and I talked to Shagun, and we will be chatting with him, sit down very soon. He is leaving to be a more accessible caregiver to his grandmother, whom I know, wonderful woman. And that is, why he is moving on. Now, whether or not P3 expedited anything cannot be confirmed nor denied. Okay, someone texted me yesterday and said, okay, what is P3? P3 is parcel 3. It is one of the last, if not the last, large remaining parcels in the city of Boston that has been designated with some inclusiveness of housing as an economic engine for years, a couple of decades. That parcel had a designation to be developed by My City at Peace and HYM. And as I said the other day, monies, things going on with the economy, commercial space, and also a shift in the biotech industry has maybe had some influence on the plan based on what it looked like it could be accomplished before things started getting interesting with the economy, commercial properties, and, dump 2.0. Last week, it was announced that My City at Peace and HYM lost that designation. And while there is reasoning from the administration in reference to Madison Park, a high school, and I get it, education facility, legacy, I get it to an extent. I don't think that it was realized the impact of removing this designation from My City at Peace and HYM would have the ripple impact that it's had in the Black community. Black Boston is not pleased. Black Boston is not happy. And Black Boston kind of feels that the timing of this was a bad decision. Now, let me unequivocally say, y'all know, I'm friends. I rock with the mayor hard. But sometimes friends don't always agree. And this one, and it's been made clear to everybody that needs to know, I don't agree with this. Mayor Wu, Kairos, and anybody in City Hall need to get y'all happy selves in a room, and with BPS and the state designating for this school and all this stuff, and figure out a compromise. That is the only answer that will satisfy everybody. Find a compromise to have Madison Park rebuilt, and also go in with My City at Peace and HYM and figure it out. No, there is no other answer. There is no other answer. None. There's no other answer. Figure it out. This is a bad decision. And while some say it cannot be reversed or whatever, no, it can. Get them in a room. Kairos' happy tail need to figure something out, propose it to the mayor, pull in Reverend Brown and Tom O'Brien, and figure this out. What I don't think that people in the administration realized is that no, we're not going to sit and take this. No, under no circumstances, under no shape or form, nothing. No, the only answer, Mayor Wu, that you can provide is a compromise. That's the only thing that's going to satisfy Black Boston. The economic impact of that designation was huge for Black Boston, was huge for the years of advocacy that people have did for that parcel. This is not right. It's a wrong decision. The timing of it was like, wait, what? MLK weekend? No. And I've communicated to everybody that I needed to communicate that I can't support this. No. That does it. The Boston Planning and Kairos, y'all need to figure it out. Get in a room, get My City at Peace and HYM to the table. They'll probably pull back from the big bio piece of it because it just, that needs to be shifted. No, that is the only answer. A compromise. Have Madison Park and the housing and everything, the HYM and the home for Embrace. And this is why a lot of Black Boston is like, wait, what? No. Figure this out. And let me back up a little bit and say good morning first to the folks in the Facebook section of the room. Miss Teresa, good morning. Good to see you in the room. Nicole, good morning. Good to see you in the room as well this morning. Sister Saraya, good morning to you. Milagro, good morning to you. Good to see you in the room. Naraki, beautiful, good morning. Milton, good morning, brother. Good to see you in the room this morning. Laurel, Raiden, good morning. Would you be able to reflect on the change in leadership in the cabinet? I am going to reflect on that in a couple of seconds. Thank you. And go small. Mother Lisa, good morning. Good to see you in the room. Yes, it was Dina that hit me. I also need to give you all an update on impact. I have moments as a Black woman, single mother, where I'm tired of being resilient, strong, etc. I just want to be soft and feel safe and breathe, as you should. That resiliency word is interesting. Pastor Sharon Cornelius, good morning. Good to see you in the room this morning. There is an audit, I believe, when funding dispersed by Office of Economic Inclusion. Yes, there is. I've always said that Shagun's Excel sheet for Black Boston, and also I've said to people, about the administration's efforts and assertiveness on economic engines in Black Boston, Shagun's Excel sheet was irrefutable. And Tanya Anderson has been on and balanced us with, but he hasn't been allowed to go to his full capacity. So I'm going to give a little commentary on there. Uncle Thaddeus, good morning. Good to see you in the room. To shot both of you here together, and I'm way behind with the book club thing, but good to see both of you. All right. So Black Boston right now, head is spinning. From the impact of the perception of what happened with Brian Worrell, P3, and now with Shogun moving on. And we got to give grace. Leaders make mistakes, bad decisions all the time. The thing about this is that is very concerning is, and I'm sure presumably that Shogun did a lot of advocacy around this P3 thing. And I know he did. And he is our voice. He is the assertive Black wealth, decreasing the wealth gap agenda person in City Hall. And with all that's going on now, it's like, well, who's going to be that voice? And even with his voice active there, we still end up with a decision like P3. And so to the sister's question about expanding on the departure of Brother Shogun, for a lot of us, that is a huge concern. That is a huge concern. And the impact of what he did is irrefutable. It's numbers. It's on an Excel sheet. And y'all can opera and all that. Every city and every mayor did not do what some of the stuff was done with the opera money here. So miss me with that. And let me also kill a devil. Domingo, not now and not about him. And I mean that from the bottom of the essence of the nucleus of my soul. Not today, not about Shogun. No, brother, no. And if we need to, we can talk after. No. Period. So those numbers are irrefutable. That voice that he was for us is paramount. And it's very concerning to a lot of Black Boston of that voice going. And then we have Jessica that departed. So leaders make mistakes. We got to allow grace. The thing is, though, that some decisions and mistakes have more gravity and impact than others. And this one can be rectified. Get over the hump and figure it out. So I think I said good morning to everyone. Nisi, good morning to you. Good to see you in the room. I am getting out of here, tired of high rent and BS in Massachusetts, taking my retirement money and live comfortable in Georgia. You just let us know, Nisi, because you've been talking about leaving for a while, and I don't miss you. Over in the Instagram section, Father's on the Move. What's up, bro? Brother Jermaine is over on Instagram as well. Big Bodyguard. Brother Jamil, good morning. Sister Ari, and also Consciously Expo. Good morning to you. Good to see you in the room. Here's the other thing that's interesting, that we are not, we're not organized. And, well, no, I'll save that commentary for later. So this is where I am. I ain't beefing with the mayor or nothing like that. We've talked, but I can't, there's no way in the world that I can't speak on this privately and publicly. And I've made it known that there's no way that I can support this. This is a slap in the face. And while it's not about an individual, My City at Peace, aka Reverend Brown, has advocated in the spaces of peace, violence prevention, things like that, has been a hard supporter. And you cannot take away from the human impact of you got to sit back and be like, what? And while it's not about him, he was one of the ones doing the work and advocating for this. In this latest iteration, so many had signed off and pushing for this. So Uncle Thaddeus has some commentary. I think we do a disservice when we limit his legacy to Black excellence. What he built served all of Boston with a deep intentional emphasis on Black diaspora. His impact was wide, inclusive, and transformational. This was never a narrow vision. It was broad, city shaping one. I agree, Uncle Thaddeus, but in the context of this, and it was, and Thaddeus, to your point, I talked to somebody in the administration last night, and what was said to me was 40% of the deliverables was out of the Office of Economic Inclusion and Opportunity, and that wasn't just Black. So, Uncle Thaddeus, thank you. It's not a narrowing. It is a in this particular space when it comes to Black Boston's wealth, he was our guy. And because there was some times where on some non-economic issues I was fussing about, and I hit Shagun and I said, listen, this ain't your space, but you need to get in somebody's ear as a Black man and be like, yo. So Uncle Thaddeus, thank you for that. Miss Teresa, I saw your comment. And Mingle knows where that's my little brother. And I'm so proud of him. But more importantly, what he was able to accomplish for the city at large with a huge impact on the diaspora. Absolutely. We have to do some internal work because there was no consortium. There was no body of Black leadership that could and some of us have to own our contributions over the years in various ways where there've been offenses and hurt and things like that. That's real. But we got to do something. Because what is there's the people part of this, and then there's the politics. And people should have precedence and priority over politics. But yeah, this one, oh Jesus, Miss Teresa, oh, Jesus. I saw that this was trending. All right, I'm going to go to Anthony's dissertation first. Hold on. Dina Marshall, I do think we should be cautious of looping all of those leaving in together. Some people are leaving under their own volition, while it seems others are being forced out. For those leaving, we should imagine a 4-year term, an extremely stressful role could weigh in on some that may need a break. But I do agree we need the same representation in those spaces. And Anthony and Dean, I didn't see your comment that sparked Anthony's response. So to some of that, let's be clear. Shagun was not forced out. And in Jesus, unsolicited commentary. He didn't want him to leave right now. That this is with Jessica gone, and this is not. I talked about politics, and then there's also, part of that is PR and messaging. No, trust and believe. This is not good timing. Based on just some of the stuff that I just said about Shagun and his impact. All right. So, Miss Teresa, I'm going to get okay. All right. So we'll be able to kind of address this quickly. And I noticed what's in Anthony's response. So this has been trending on social media. And I had a conversation with someone about this yesterday. Can we please talk about the faces of the youth council? Sorry if you already did. I had to jump off. I have not. And what Miss Teresa is speaking about is there was a picture posted about the latest iteration of the mayor's youth council. Unfortunately, to Anthony's point here, and if you look at the right and left side, there are now, Anthony, all that many people were not cut out. And um, that picture, um, is not representative of, again, somebody got me on this a few years ago. We cannot make ethnic assumptions by people's appearance. That's true. But there wasn't a lot of pepper in that picture. Real Boston Media is in the room. I was about to text you about controversy, but you still on. And probably some of what you was texting me about, I'm talking about right now. Speaking of Anthony in the room, and this is, I think, another reason to really talk about what he and Aaron are doing on the 31st, next weekend, on the 31st and the 1st. The Davis system is offering a all right, we got some hitters in the room today. The Davis system is offering I call it an intensive, and Anthony and Aaron are going to get me, and somebody please shoot me the link. Anthony, text me the link. They're offering an intensive for organizers, for community people, for people that want to work on campaigns, inclusive of messaging, forming your message, how to organize, how to keep people engaged. And so they're offering this on the 31st and the 1st. And so this if you're frustrated by a lot of what's going on and you don't necessarily know how to get involved, this is a way to learn how to get involved. And so Anthony, please post Anthony, please post or send me the link so I can. I think I hold on. I think I shortened. Oh shoot, Bitly wants me to sign in. Come on, dashboard. Come on, dashboard. The devil. I don't feel like signing in. Hold on. I'll just go right to Facebook to TDS's page. Oh, Queen looks good. I'm sorry. I just opened up Facebook and I seen a picture of Keon. She's going to kill me. The Davis system. This is even more reason to sign up for their workshop. We have not figured out how and what we're going to do to in this next weekend. To get these long links. The Eventbrite link is, hold on, check availability, register. Let's see if we can get a shorter one. Tickets. I'm trying to get it. Anthony, you got it. I can't find the short link. If somebody can put a short link, Anthony, get me a link and I'll put that up. But it's also on my page, everybody. I just don't like putting the long links in the comments because it acts up. Yes, the Davis system is. Oh no, they're not. Oh, there it is. So here is the link to more information about what TDS is doing. Dina, thank you. Today is Testimony Tuesday, and tomorrow is an Act of Kindness Day in honor of Marie Marshall. So please do that. Also, tomorrow we are speaking with Corey McCarthy, who is the Student Support Service person for the city of Boston. We're going to talk about a lot of the work that they're doing. And yes, we are going to talk about the student that was impacted between Madison and Charlestown and the situation where he is not allowed to play basketball. That's going to be the first topic. And then we're going to talk about the impact and a lot of the other work that student support is doing. Donna, to your point, we did talk a little bit. Who was responsible for the selection of the Mayor's Youth Council? Did I miss any convo about the selection? A little bit. We did talk about the picture that is posted, and that picture posted does not reflect everyone in the picture. However, the crop on that picture is not that big. And even if you cropped, excuse me, I spilled a little bit of coffee. Even if you cropped out, 2 or 3 people, there's not a lot of pepper in that picture. Brother Eric, good morning, sir. Good to see you in the room all the way from Austin, Texas. And we praying for y'all down there. Parts of the country is interesting for me. The Real Boston Media. Facebook has been super buggy for me when viewing live feeds, so I stopped watching them. Today it's better, but the past month or so has been aggy. Donna is saying good morning, as you all do. Put the mug down. They're ever since, well, not ever since, but for the past 25 years or so, there's been this notion of a Black Boston agenda. What are our priorities? And unfortunately, we have yet to come up with, there are documents. There, a lot of people have done work and research and surveys and things like that, but we just have not achieved a masses. And some years ago, Thaddeus said to me that we might not have to unite, but we can unify. And that for me is part of the, along with running uncontested from a campaign side, who I supported, good thing. The downfall about not having a viable, good candidate, all shade, all tea, is that the incumbent doesn't feel pressure to do. And that may be a indicting type statement. I'm not saying that particularly about the individual, but Boston politics is what it is. And as a I can't, when it comes to P3, I can't say, no, I can't say that. No, as a politician, you still got to prioritize people. And as a politician who has said a lot of things that resonate with a lot of us, that resulted in a lot of support, we need to follow through in a demonstration and policy and in action, and demonstrate and designate again P3 back to My City at Peace and HYM, and figure it out with the school. I'm not letting that go from here until Jesus comes. So, there's no other way. There's no other way to get out of this outside of a compromise. Get in the room, come back to the city, apologize, and get back on the right track with a compromise. Madison City Peace. I don't know. City at Peace at Madison. I don't know. Something. Miss Teresa said, please say a prayer, y'all. I have a procedure on my left knee tomorrow. Fingers crossed. This may relieve a lot of pain of my new bionic knees. I'm smiling not because Miss Teresa's having surgery, but we've communicated. She's done a lot of hard work and been through a lot. You all know she was in the hospital a couple of times. So please keep her in your prayers as well. I saw you was here, godson. Warm weather in a heated pool, whatever, while we getting ready to go into an Arctic whatever. Arthur said, what is actually going on? It's starting to feel like our voice and support is being taken for granted when it comes to Wu's office. I've said what needed to be said privately and publicly. And what's been said was, this isn't right. This is a wrong decision. And y'all need to go back up in the Eagle room and figure it out. Put a mandate on Kairos. Him to get with IGR, Intergovernmental Relations, Dion, who's over facilities, whoever the facilities person is with Mary Skipper at BPS, and get in the room. If you got to get the architects and all of that and downscale and shift Madison here and footage over here, do it. Because this is not going away, and this has the potential to, this is legacy. This is part of the mayor's legacy. There's no way of getting away from it. And nobody was in her ear well, I won't say nobody. Well, see, Jesus Lord. Real Boston Media and the team is sending love to Miss Teresa. I'm no. That I do have the advantage of understanding some of the economic developer as a mayor. No one has the purview and the lens that you do. I get that. I will never not get that. But as by charter is the most powerful mayoral seat in the city. This make it happen. Make it happen. Compromise. Make it happen. And for whoever's trolling and going to see, ain't nothing I said here that I didn't say to her, the chief of staff, and communication engage. What do you call them? The Office of Community Engagement. Everybody that this needed to be said to has been said. Now the thing is, what are you going to do? This is a line in the sand around your commitment to Black Boston. Plain, simple, period. Period. A compromise will demonstrate that while you have an agenda and there are this is why I don't be in the comments, because I get thrown off in my statement. There is a opportunity to make this work. The long-term legacy for wealth, the wealth gap decrease, job creation, out of all that other development that's going down in that area with Northeastern and all that other stuff. There needs to be some Black ownership, affordable housing created by Black developer with the partner of HYM. Yes, but no, there is no other solution but a compromise of a my Madison Park, my city at Madison, my city in Roxbury, my Madison City in Madison City at Roxbury. Something. And from listen. Woo woo. Can I get a woo woo? Boston's #1 woo train conductor introduced her at the inauguration. I know I wasn't off. With all due respect, Tony, I know I wasn't off. But for him there needs to be a compromise. Oh, shoot. Look who's in the room. Remy. Now, first of all, as wonderful as Remy is, and she's up to date and wonderful, Remy's a little old school. What I mean by that is Remy's like, and this is not the first I've heard of that energy. Folks are let me just, because I checked with everybody that I needed to check with this morning to say, hey, is there an update? Is there anything? Remy, Remy. There's now, and you know, ain't nobody going outside today. There's the what do you call it? In person, standout, protests, things like that. And then there's the virtual. And I'll be honest with y'all. Y'all know I've been known to, y'all remember the day I posted y'all remember the day I posted the direct number to call Marty Walsh's office, like right 6 feet away from his office. Oh boy. I got Yvonne was mad at me. Oh, no doubt. Remy said I'm old school and don't feel like that. Not at all, but it can be both in. As someone that believes in digital advocacy, because believe it or not, and to Remy's point here, social media isn't sufficient. I want to see our investment. It is sufficient. I think it can be both in. Y'all are and it ain't just Jesus help me. This is okay. This energy is being talked about. This energy that both Arthur and Remy are employing here is not foreign around this issue of P3. And so the mayor will be with us on February 4th at 10 a.m. What's today? Today's Tuesday. 2 weeks from tomorrow, the mayor will be here. And she, this is going to be a topic. And so this is why we have, uncontestedness election, that we can unpack that another day. There are some implications of running uncontested that as a politician, you may not feel the pressure of the electorate, especially when you have a 72%. Well, I don't want to misquote a number. That 72%, I don't remember where that stat exactly falls, but okay. And then of all people, I got to give balance a little bit. As I said, nobody has the lens and the peer view of what the mayor sees. So that's when you have other people that have other lenses that come in and kind of sharpen it a little bit and say, hey, if you kind of move your eye a little bit over here to look through the lens, this is what the impact is going to be. This is what the impact could be. And if it's not, this is what the impact's going to be. And at the end of the day, even if we had all the lenses there, and this is where it may land that my friend and I will not ever agree on this. And it ain't no love loss, ain't no, it just, we don't agree. And friends do that. But the difference here is that the impact is bigger than a two-person friendship. This is where I get concerned, like people over politics. Black economics and education. Madison City at Roxbury. My city, so I'm not going to beat a dead horse. Um, if and when there are actions similar to what Arthur and Remy were proposing, whether digitally or in person, I'm sure that somewhere between, um, not I'm sure, I don't know if a hearing is going to be called, you know, about this, but you cannot come out the gate like this. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Not after all that man did. Went to DC in the inauguration video. And here's the thing. A good leader is going to have people around them that will not, I'm not, and Michelle's not a yes person. A good leader is going to have people around them that will challenge them, that will, Carlos said, yes, she did. What did I forgot what I said. You know, the comments, Carlos be a couple of seconds behind. Um, um, this I don't think, I know that folks did not realize the gravity of the impact of this decision. When have y'all ever think I would be on here? I ain't at, the mayor. I'm just making a stance and making it known publicly that this, your only resolve is compromise between the school. We can have economic development and education. What did I call it? Madison City at Roxbury, or Peace Madison at all right, I'm going to answer the question. Carlos said, what are the consequences if there isn't a compromise? Everything that everybody said about not caring about Black Boston will be a narrative. That's the number one consequences. Oh, no, because that's this. One of the number one consequences is a decrease in a huge opportunity for employment, economic development in the Black community, from all the storefronts and affordable housing that would be there, training opportunities for collaboration, maybe with construction at Madison, mentorship opportunities. The consequences of not having a compromise is also a further eroding of opportunities, and also a moving away from something, wasn't Carlos helped me with this, a moving away from what that space was. It was a similar to the health BCYF. Right, wrong, indifferent. It was always known that that position was going to be held by a Black or brown person. P3 for 20 years or so. Thanks for the update this morning, Carlos. It's been decades of presumed economic development in Roxbury for the Black community. So those are some of the consequences on a macro human people scale. Politically, there are consequences for there. So I'll go back to where I started. one of the major consequences is you're not dedicated to Black economic development. And that is an active narrative before this, and it's in my phone. She loses support in the Black community. No one trusts, and overall, it would be hard to trust what she says. And also, I mean, those are for her, those are the consequences, I think, for her. And I hopefully answered your question correctly. Okay. Coming from Carlos. That's my brother, but he's a Yoda to me. So when he signs off on something, I'm like, okay, I'm doing it. Excuse me, doing all right. It's almost been an hour. As you can see, I'm doing a whole lot better, y'all. And that this yeah, that part for me, that no, that cannot, that cannot be that. Oh, Carlos, no, that better not be. All right, we're going to get ready to wrap up. It is look at Pecan 617. Oh, Jesus, hold on. Now listen, Mr. Boston Policy Institute. Let's make this plain like I did last week. Y'all have an agenda. I know you do. So y'all have a platform. Y'all have a web page. You're not going to be in here with that agenda. Now let me see what was said. Excuse me. So, y'all know, I listen, and we all got opinions, we got agendas and whatnot, but what you will not do is come capitalize on my platform with y'all agenda. Jesus Lord. Respectfully. I'm going to get ready to wrap up and get out of here. Oh, I need to share a Java Cafe testimony with you all around our impact. Hiya, Hira. Hey, Dina, thanks for your patience and for reminding me I didn't forget about you. I got the green light to change the stop location to the laundromat side, 306 Dudley. There are about 50 students assigned to the stop, so I apologize for what you've been experiencing. The change will take effect on 121 tomorrow. So the situation should improve. So basically, there was a situation raised here about a resident having an issue. I don't remember the details. One of the Java family, they connected, and community, we got resolved for a constituent issue. And that out of all this commentary and all this other stuff, impact is what we do. And that's just a few. I was supposed to post it last week and share on one of them. Thank everyone that contributed and made a part, and made sure that happened, for our residents. So, oh, Jesus. All right, folks, I'm gonna wrap up. And Boston Policy Institute, there may be some facts in there, but I just, y'all know. Charlene, wait, so we can't do both. I'm still trying to understand it. Oh, Charlene, you're going to get me started. I remember during the campaign that people kept asking her about Madison, our only trade school she came through. Why can't it happen currently with P3? And that's the thing that it can. The Charlene, to answer your question, the why would only be because that decision does not want to be made. And then we got to find out why. And there are some because oh Jesus. Yeah. Okay. Tomorrow morning, 10 a.m., Brother Corey McCarthy. And I think I am able to tell you all that we may be speaking with the new city council president. The new city council president will be with us on Thursday at 10 a.m. City Councilor Liz Breeden will be with us. Carlos, we do not have so first let me say this. Corey McCarthy is the only person I have access to in this situation with the young man, the basketball player that was caught between Madison and Charlestown. I've inboxed a couple of people. I did all but post. Can somebody connect me to the student? I don't chase stories, but I am that if anybody has any connection with that young man, if he's over 18, if he's under 18, I need to be connected with his parents, and still would want to be connected with his parents, even if he is 18. But Corey McCarthy is coming on. I haven't been able to get any of the coaches to Carlos's question, and I would like to speak to the brother to get his perspective. But we will hear from Corey McCarthy tomorrow, and then also from City Councilor Liz Breeden on Thursday at 10 a.m. Jesus Lord. This is one of those weeks. So I'm glad I'm feeling better too, Miss Teresa. All right. I promise this is the Union Capitol can get 90 minutes if we stay on for another 3 minutes. So Dina, I'll say, I've said it privately, I'll say it to y'all. The one disadvantage of having access to a lot of people and getting information is all information can't be divulged, your sources and all that, whatever. So you got to sit with the balance of understanding both sides, what happened, and it. So all in all, to Dina's point, there was a lot that happened. And from what I can gather, the saddest part about the end result is a young man is not playing basketball. And we don't know what potential or what opportunities in his senior year could have. And that is crazy. All right, we got 2 more minutes so our Union Capitol members can get their 90 minutes. This is serious. Even though it's a little bit of a filler, I just wanted to make this up. Oh, Jesus. Oh, Saturday. Okay. Today, the high will be 25. The low will be 11. That high will take place at 3 p.m., all 21 degrees. And then by 9 p.m. tonight, we'll be down to 13 degrees. Tomorrow, 9 degrees low, and the high will be 34. Wow. And then it's going to be a scorcher outside on Thursday, 27 to 40 degrees. And then on Saturday, the lowest temperature will be -2 and the highest 11. And let's just see what they said that will feel like. -10. So Saturday, y'all should be home anyway, getting ready to watch this funeral for Richard Smallwood. You know they're going to have a big concert, and they're going to sing all the notes right. They better not dishonor that man. Charlene said they gave my nephew the same issues in Georgia. We had to rally behind him, get therapists involved, etc., to allow him to play. There are a lot of rules and policies around student athletes. Ma, you're my mother. How you going to be out here colluding with Milagro around the woman on my electronic device? A scorcher on Thursday, 40 degrees. All right, folks, it's 11:01. Union Capital, thank you for being with us. Shout out to Four Corners Yoga, I think. Oh, wait a minute. No, that's not my guy. My people, but not my guy. Four Corners Studio is in the building on Instagram. Katrina Cooley Flag, good to see you in the building. The homeless count is this week. And that takes place. That's something that's been is Jim Green still around, Katrina? James Green. That's taking place this week. So if you're interested in helping with that, please reach out to the City of Boston's unhoused department. I'm not sure. Or Katrina, if you have a link, please post it. Sharon, I'm not sure. Presumably in these days, someone like Richard, they wherever they have in that service, I hope they got good streaming service. I would hope so. Love you too, mother. Katrina. Okay, Jim is still there. Cool. All right, y'all. We'll see you tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. with Corey McCarthy, head of student support. Again, if anyone is connected to the student and or the coaches, please feel free to connect us via my inbox, or you can email us at info@javawithjimmy.com. Don't give nobody, if you have my phone number, don't give nobody my phone number. info@javawithjimmy.com. All right. Sundays, the 6 to 7 inches so far on Sunday, Miss Teresa, that I see, at least here. But you know that'll change. All right. Y'all got y'all yes, mother, Miss Teresa, I will eat and drink. Y'all got y'all time.